Reaction was swift. Protesters in Iran's capital, Tehran, stormed the Saudi embassy following the execution of Nimr al-Nimr. He was a prominent Shia cleric and a central figure during Shia protests in Saudi Arabia, which intensified in early 2011. Nimr was one of 47 men executed in Saudi Arabia. They have been convicted of plotting and carrying out terrorist attacks, targeting civilians and security forces. Also among them was a leading al-Qaeda preacher, Faris al-Zahrani. Human Rights Watch has criticized the executions, but Saudi Arabia says the men received a fair trial.
The judiciary is objective, and we deal objectively with the cases on merit. There is no difference between what a person does, regardless of his ethnic origin or affiliation, or what he believes. We deal with facts and criminal intent.
Last year, a special court in Riyadh sentenced Nimr to death for sedition, disobedience and bearing arms. Al-Nimr didn't deny the political charges against him, but said he never carried weapons or called for violence. Saudi Arabia vowed to stamp out terrorism after 15 people were killed in a suicide bombing at a mosque in the southwestern city of Abha in August. Many of the others, such as al-Qaeda preacher Faris al-Zahrani, had been linked to attacks in the kingdom between 2003 and 2006, said to have been carried out by al-Qaeda.
It has made sure that it sees no difference between any form of terror. As long as it's threatening people, its cities, its economy, it will take care of it and deal with it swiftly. It did not differentiate between a Shia source of terror or a Sunni source of terror.
In October, Iran warned Saudi Arabia of what it called dire consequences if Nimr was killed. That warning was repeated when news of his death was released. Iranian government leaders say the Saudis will pay a high price.
Iran will definitely try to utilize this by igniting the soft spots in the region, particularly in Kuwait, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. It has done it in the past, and it would be a surprise if it attempts to do it again.
Following these latest executions, more may be on the way. At least 2,200 similar cases are still to be heard in Saudi Arabian courts. Haider Abbasi, Al Jazeera.
Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has condemned the executions, posting a tribute to cleric Nimr al-Nimr on Twitter. Iran's ambassador to Riyadh has been summoned over what the foreign ministry says are, quote, hostile comments on social media. And there have been those protests within Saudi itself, with people taking to the streets in the eastern town of Awamiwa. Dozens of people have marched through Bahrain's capital to protest against the executions. And in London, people also gathered outside the Saudi embassy to voice their support for the executed cleric Nimr al-Nimr. Many other nations around the world have also reacted to the executions in Saudi Arabia. The US is warning that such actions risk exacerbating sectarian tensions, and it's calling on Riyadh to respect human rights. Yemen's Houthi leaders have condemned the execution of Nimr al-Nimr, and there have been protests both in Pakistan and Kashmir. The Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi has also reacted, saying the execution would have repercussions on regional security. And in Lebanon, HEZBOLLAH has gone one step further, condemning the executions and calling Nimr al-Nimr's death an assassination.